Yeah, checking in. Neil, checking in.
One, two, three, four, test. 1, 2, 3, 4, 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 test. Right. Good evening and welcome to the ATV net. Good evening and welcome to the Hopefully my audio is in sync today. I think it is. I think I found the problem. Anyway, good evening. Welcome to the Amateur TV net, which is held every Tuesday night at 8 p.m. And Richard VK3RTV is providing the streaming this evening through YouTube and also Discord. You can also watch the net through the BATC feed, but we do like you to watch it on RF if you can. Okay. Oh, jeez. Why have I got that? Okay, I think that's it. Did most of that come through? Anyway, good evening. That's fixed it. Right. Okay, welcome to the Amateur TV net. This is live TV. You can watch the net through Richard VK3VRS's YouTube feed, his Discord feed and the BATC feed. Watching this evening, they've checked in Mark VK3PI, g'day there Mark, and Steve VK3TTF. First up will be Peter VK3BFG, and then Peter will put it back to me, and then I'll have something to show, and then we'll put it across to Mick VK3CH. Very small group tonight, but I'm sure you'll find it very interesting. I'm going to play an old tape on a preamp that I tried out some time ago, so most of you people probably haven't seen that video. There's probably a lot of videos we've all got that people have long forgotten about, and it might be worth dragging them out and replaying them. So if you're ready to go, Peter, I can see your logo up, so please all switch across to RTV1 right now, and we'll look forward to wrong one, look forward to
Thanks Neil. Hello everyone, I'm Peter, VK3BFG in Montana South, which is getting just a little bit warmer, which is great. I don't mind spring and autumn, they're the best seasons for me. Anyway, a little bit weary. I had a big day yesterday. I had pretty much all the afternoon was involved in flight checks and lots of questions and lots of drills and lots of stuff in the air, emergency procedures, forced landings. Only you don't quite land, but you've got to go close, and turns and stalls and all that. So yeah, it was pretty heavy on, but yep, I passed all that, so I can fly Royal Vic planes again. I haven't done that for quite some time, and they've got some upgrades to the aircraft, and the avionics are quite, and most of them are quite reasonable and fairly modern. In fact, the one I flew had touch screens. You had to hold your hand on the top of the screen and then use your thumb. But yeah, it was an interesting experience. And it was a totally alien aircraft as well, meaning I'd never flown it before, I'd never been in it before. So all the layout was slightly different, and that also makes it a bit interesting. But anyway, in the mail today came a box, and I've got the box down here, and here we are. I shake the box, I thought, oh, cripes, what's gone wrong there? But anyway, opening the box, I find that what was rolling around was a whole box of USB to USB leads, a plug to plug, every one of them. And then just slotted inside there was what I really ordered, and that was a new switcher, and I've got it in operation right now, and I'm reasonably impressed with it. I'll give you a demo in a sec, in a way, but the switches that I used, which is all I could get hold of at the time when we converted to high def, are fairly clunky, and everyone's watched, you know, when somebody when the thing changes, whatever, you can see it sort of hover around, and then it sort of comes in it's very clunky. But this one goes to black screen while it's doing that, which I think is a really good option. So you press the button to change a channel, it goes to black screen, and then when the channel's ready for video, it brings it back, which is really nice. And the other thing is you can control it with RS-232. So it's ideal as a remote control switcher. Pity I didn't have that sort of thing available at the time, but I certainly didn't have anything like this one. This has got 10 ports, 10 inputs. So it's a 10 input switcher, and it'll switch USB as well if you wanted to. So it's a fairly versatile little bit of kit, and it's not very big. As you'll see, the only criticism I'd have of it is that there's a remote control box if you want it. Now, when I say remote control, it's a wired one, which is a bit different to a normal remote. But I can see there it's got basically switch 1 to 10, and it's even got a little LCD display there, which will display the channel number that you happen to switch. But I was very gentle with the pinout, and I was trying to put that into the slot. And what they've given me is an earlier version of the miniature USB. And the port that's on the switcher is one of the modern ones with basically a concentric circle. So I'm going to have to get a little adapter to go from that one to that one, and we'll try that out. But anyway, I thought it would be just interesting to show you what it looks like. It's only very small, but 10 ports is really good. So just stand by. It won't be shaky cam so much because I'm just going to turn this camera down and we'll be able to see it. That's it just there. You can see it's not all that big really. It's just enough to have 11 HDMI sockets, 10 inputs and 1 output. And you can see there it's sitting on channel 1 at the moment. I can't really show you what's going on with the switching there because it'll be off the camera, and it's not switching the camera video. At the moment, it's the output is looking at actually my PC, the main PC. So number 1 has always been my main PC, which I could run video off, and then secondly, that's the second PC, which I use as a backup, and then channel 3 is the little miniature PC that's just sitting down there. This one, that's channel 3, and channel 4 is the camera that's up there, the second camera. So you can see it's quite a neat little bit of kit, and you can see how big it is. It's not all that big, and that would have fitted in very, very nicely. 2 of those would have been very nice to switch, and that's the RS-232 port there. So, but it's going to operate quite well just as a press button, and it's adjunct to the ATEM, so it feeds into actually channel 2 of the ATEM. So channel 2 of the ATEM's actually got now the possibility of 10 different HDMI sources, which I don't think I'll ever have. But anyway, it's many orders better than what I had there as a switch. And should we ever venture to move that way for RTV, if say the existing switches fail or something like that, well, this one would certainly be a consideration. I haven't exercised the RS-232 port yet, but I will do so, and we'll see how it works. But I like the switching. It switches to black, then it does its thing, and then when it's ready, it switches back, and there's no disjoint in any way whatsoever. So from that point of view, it's a huge improvement over the ones we've got up at Bountview at the moment. So that's it for me for the moment. Perhaps we'll give you another report on the 10-port switcher when we wire in some RS-232 control and maybe get some stuff on the input ports just to show you the different video sources. So I think it's back to Neil and RTV2. So Neil, VK3VCU. This is VK3BFG. Want to turn us south. Over to you.
Right, thanks for that, Peter. Just make sure I've got audio. I have. Audio doesn't get out of sync. Right, okay. That was great, Peter. I'll have to find out a little bit more about that. Anyway, something I bought during the week, and I haven't tried it yet. It's a HDMI loop through. So say you've got a PC, you want to run a monitor, it's HDMI in, HDMI out. And the bonus bit is it's got USB out as well. So you could feed that off to, say, OBS or vMix or something. Not sure how you might actually use it. I've got a particular use myself, but basically HDMI loop through with USB out to drive, say, OBS or something. So you'll find them on AliExpress somewhere. So I thought I'd just mention that. Also, I'm just going to show you a quick video which I showed a long time ago on the performance of one of these mini kits 1200 meg amplifiers, sorry, preamps. So I'm just going to run a short video and show you how I do my testing with preamps, all my preamps. This is how I test them to see how effective they are. So please stand by and I will go across to the video. I'm going to press the right buttons and just turn that off, so hold on. Of course, it's not going to work for me, so please stand by. It won't start up, so hold on. Okay, this is Neil, VK3BCU. I've recently put my Kenwood T2000 back into service on 1200 megs, and I want to install a linear and a preamp. This is something I've done before, but I just thought I'd do a test and show you the difference between having a mini kit's preamp in circuit and not having a mini preamp in circuit. So I've got the T2000 on the Camberwell beacon at the moment, so there it is, fairly strong. It's about an S9, and I'm going to use this attenuator to attenuate the signal right down into the noise. And I can just about hear it. I know you probably can't, but I can just about hear it. So what I'm going to do, hopefully this will work, is put this mini kit's preamp in line. So we'll just put in the power, and we'll disconnect the coax and put the mini kit's preamp into service. I'll just turn the volume down so you can hear me. So the mini kit's preamp is in service now, and there you go. That's the difference between having a mini kit's preamp in service or not. Basically, I can't hear the signal to where, you know, it's the strength 2, maybe strength 3. So that's the difference of using a preamp, the value of using the preamp, and that's the way I test my preamps. I use an attenuator, take the signal right down into the noise, into the dirt, and then I put the preamp in, making some allowances for the cable lengths. You've got to be a little bit careful here that you don't be deceived by the lengths of the cables, but I've done my best to keep the situation identical, just inserting the preamp or not. So I just thought I'd show that. Some of you might find that interesting, especially seeing a lot of us are working in the microwave mad days these days. So that's my little effort for tonight's net. So thank you for watching. Right, we're back. Okay, so I hope you found that interesting. So if you're ready, Mick, I'm honest today, so unfortunately it's going to be a very, very clunky changeover. But Mick VK3RH, if you're ready, please turn on your transmitter and we'll wait a short time and I'm sure you'll be up. So take it away.
Okay, and we have audio. Yes. Maybe I have to talk a little bit louder. Yeah, we'll do that. Yes, it's there. All right. Yeah. G'day, Peter, Neil, and those watching. Mick VK3RH operating out of Doncaster. Okay. Looks like we're staying up tonight. Like not dropping out. Okay, what have we been up to? Last week Neil was spruiking the virtues of his new toy, a Baofeng, what is it, UV5R Mini. And while I've got two sort of little radios like that, put ideas in my head, I thought, oh, okay, I'll order one, given the cheapness of it. Well, in the letterbox this morning, it turned up. So, what is it? $28 something cents, including postage, from China. So it was in the letterbox this morning. So, and when I switched it on, the battery had a bit of charge in it, and I've put 2 frequencies in it. I was looking at some Bluetooth programming, and it's got Bluetooth inside it, I eventually worked out, but I don't like them that much. So I will get a programming cable. I think I've got a programming cable somewhere for the Radioidity handhelds that I've got, but I don't know if they're compatible or not. So it's going to cost me all of $9.95 for a programming cable posted. So I just got one. All right. What else have we got? I've got shaky cam. So we'll click this. Hang on. And I've got to click that. Alright, so what we've done here, you'll recognise this. This is the thing that we take up to King Lake. But what we've done is this one now has been cut so that it's a similar size to the 23 centimetre one. I didn't really want to cut it, but it's just that carrying it, I'm so tottery on my feet these days. It's sort of a length where you've got that there. Where are we? There. So that there is similar. This is what got taken off it. So that's how many elements got cut off. So I know that's not ideal, but in all practicality, it's probably going to have lots of elements broken off it, because going through doorways and things and downstairs into the car, I'm probably going to break the whole thing. So that's the story with that. All right. Now, we started yesterday on our 5 gigahertz transverter thing. So that's just a flat panel antenna, and the silver box there is the SG Labs. So you've got the usual inputs on the side there. So I've just got the DC lead hanging out. I haven't terminated it yet. And down here is the plug that matches the type that they have on the 705, and the DC lead, which will be a pair of Anderson plugs ready to go into that hole. Pulling those cables was interesting. I actually used thin SMA cable to do all that, and managed to do that in about 10 minutes, quarter of an hour, without swearing. So I must be getting good at it. Now, one thing, I'll just put this camera back, and what I want to do is show you that. Hang on, I've got to click that. Okay, that's the, when I had my back turned, I probably didn't have loud audio, sorry about that. But you get the idea. See those 3 screws there? They're those metal ones where they self-tap, and then, it matches the thread, and away it goes. So I watched a couple of YouTube videos with them. I've never used them before, and they were warning about, if you're too aggressive, the head will snap, and then you'll have a screw inside and no head and all the rest of it. But no, they those 3 went in about a minute, or not even that. So that's going nowhere. That's going to hold that flat panel antenna 90 degrees, and yeah, that will stay there. All good. So there you go. Now, if I click that and click that, we're back. All right. What other news have I got? That's probably about it. So, depending on interruptions from the XYL and all those other life gets in the way things, I'll finish terminating those cables on the device there, the 5.7 transverter, and then we'll probably have to take it. I might take it locally near Shopping Town, some high ground, and no doubt Rob IE will be about, and I'll be able to do a quick test with him. The next MAD is the last Sunday of this month, so that's September the 28th. So we're clear for that. I only hope the weather doesn't decide to collapse. Sometimes it gets a bit iffy, but we'll see how we go with that. Now, last week, when my transmission was very choppy, I've got to find where I put this now. There. No, I don't have it. Oh, no, I don't know where I put the pictures. I showed you a bottle of scotch. Now, the story with that is, I was at home and the missus was out shopping, and she was just up at the local area. Usually she goes further afield, and there's a Dan Murphy's down there. And there's a guy playing the bagpipes outside Dan Murphy's. So she thought, I'll go up and see what this is all about. And he was playing, so she waited for him to finish. And he goes, we're having a wine tasting. A scotch tasting session. And, you're welcome to come in. And it all ends at midday, and it was like minutes to 12. So she thought, probably too late, but she went home and got me and took me down there, and they're still going. They're saying, we're sort of closed, but they don't shoo anyone away. And so we tasted some scotch that was 12 years, 14 years, 15 years, and what was the other one? 20 something years. And the prices on these things, the prices on the oldest one were significant, but the 15-year-old one, he said, it's a different blend. It'll taste like Christmas cake. And he wasn't wrong, but I thought, for that amount of money, I don't want scotch that tastes like Christmas cake. I want scotch that tastes like scotch. Now the only one Scotch I don't like is Islay, the ones they make near the sea. In fact, I bought a bottle in my 20s, and I took one sip and I gave it away to someone. So that shows you that I'm not an alcoholic. I'm actually fussy. But for what I paid for it, that kind of hurt. But I didn't like the taste of it. But the Highland one's yummy. Anyway, he said, there's a 14-year-old one, and this one's been in barrels that have housed bourbon. So, you know, there's all the influences on the spirits. So I had a sip of that, and oh yeah, yum. When you drink it, the aftertaste, the scent of it, everything. And I thought, oh, I like that better than the 15-year-old one. And he looked at the bottle and how much is this? And I think it was $130 something, I think. 138, I can't remember. And of course the missus is standing there. And she goes, you like that one, do you? And I said, oh yeah, but you know, for that amount of money, I'd, you know, get something else. You know, it's quite expensive. And she goes, well, if you really like it, we'll get it. So, at her suggestion, yeah, it's on the shelf. So she must have been in a good mood that day. So I don't know what good thing I did, but there you go. So, hasn't been opened yet. So I'm not sure what occasion will cause that to happen. And yeah, when we went up to Wodonga for the funeral of Ron, VK3AHR, when we came back we passed through, what do you call it, Glenrowan, and there's quite a few wineries around there, and she popped into one of her favourites that she's never been before, but like the type of Baileys of Glenrowan, so not the other Baileys, but Baileys of Glenrowan. And there's some very nice muscat that even I like, and she bought a couple of boxes of that. So yeah, the cellar's full, and I know where the cellar is, but yeah, yeah, we'll have to be a good boy. Okay, what other news have we got? No, that's probably it. So it'll be finishing this microwave thing, doing the cable terminations, and putting them into place with JB Weld, and having G-clamps hold everything in place, and then letting it have a whole day for it to dry. Now, I know for surfaces for JB Weld, you've got to really rough them up, because I've had 3 times where I put JB Weld on a fairly smooth metal surface, and it looks all solid, and you tap it hard enough and it just comes away like an egg out of a pan. So, yeah, so if you don't sort of rough it up to let it bond. So I've learnt my lesson, so I've got the big file here, nice big file, and the edges to yeah, just hack away at it and rough it up. So there you go. I think that's about all I've got for this week, and yeah, it hasn't dropped out, so I don't know whether it's the moisture in the air or what. The house next door, that's still being built. They've rebuilt all the retaining walls up against her fence. The backhoe, when I was working on the microwave thing, I'm doing it just in the garage way. So literally 3 metres away from where I'm working, there's this big backhoe bucket, like, you know, missing the fence, like not much at all, but anyway, it was probably just them doing their retaining wall down the bottom. So they've finished all that. So when all these units are built, I don't know how long, I suppose once they do the concrete foundation, up they go. So yeah, how that will do with the line of sight and any obstruction, we won't know till it's all done. So we'll have new neighbours, and yeah, 2 stories, so they'll be able to look down on us. But yeah, see how that goes. Oh well, only when we're out hanging out the washing, I suppose, otherwise we won't know. Oh, unless I'm cooking the barbecue. Yep. They're probably going to be Chinese buyers. They just about own the rest of the street. We'll see. Alright, that's enough from me, so we'll drop it back. I think we're handing it back to Neil. I think it's only us 3 on. And yes, we're going to the Old Timers Luncheon, so we'll see you there. And they haven't mentioned it to me yet, but I'm assuming they'll want me to videotape it, so I'll probably be way back babysitting the tripod We'll have to work out where the cables go. I might do how I did it last time. They put a bit of that, duct tape on the ground so that people don't trip over the extension lead, because I have to use the power point at the back. There's no power points near the stage, which I find pretty incredible, but we did look last time and they weren't any there. All right, cheers from me, and we'll drop out and put it back to Neil.
Right, thanks for that, Mick. And that's amazing. I'll tell you what, AliExpress have really come a long way with the deliveries. It used to be weeks and weeks and weeks. Now AliExpress, I think, is faster than Australia Post, even though Australia Post actually deliver them, so that's great. And that's a very nice little radio, the UV5R Mini. Okay, that's it for this evening. Unfortunately, there weren't too many stations on this evening. We do have 13 watching on YouTube, so thanks everyone for watching. That's great. I can see a few regulars in there. So once again, thanks for supporting us. Hopefully there'll be more stations on next week. So we might see you at the Shepparton Hamfest too, which is on Sunday. So that's going to be a big Hamfest. So there might be a few people there. Might come back with some goodies. So 73 is all. See you all next week. And yeah, please watch.